Alright guys, what we have for tonight's gear is Wickham 1912 Cashmere as the soap. We're going to keep going with the Personna Israeli Red blade. Going to put it in one of my favorite razors. Trying that blade out in some of the different razors that I have. The Open Comb Piccolo from Fatip. And I took a nickel or chrome open comb base plate and subbed it out for the gold one that came with this special edition set because I like the looks of this a whole lot better. This is the Semogue 2000, a wonderful brush. It might be, to me, with these two O-rings on it to help rein it in, it might be one of the better values with Semogue because it almost gives you a feel of the tremendous Semogue Owners Club, but at a much lower price point. So I'm a big fan of it. While my hands are dry, let's go ahead and put on the blade. Yeah, nailed it the first time. This is one of the razors, along with a lot of the DE89 types, that just doesn't lock down the blade. It doesn't align the blade exactly right. There's a little bit of leeway, and so you will need to make sure to verify that yourself. May need to move it around a little bit. Now, this is my first time using the cashmere scent from Wickham. And I know that it's going to give me good performance because I've used a few Wickham soaps in the past and I do enjoy them. One of the things I like about them is the nice strong scent that Magnum had, Irish Fern, Russian Leather or something like that. And this is more calm, more mild. I think because of the name Cashmere and the kind of the sheep on the logo there, I think they're going for that, Mitchell's wool fat, lanolin kind of clean laundry style scent. Sterling has sheep. Haslinger has the shaft milch. CRSW, Cold River, they've come out with a new kind of sheep flavored scented soap, and that's kind of what this is. It does have a little bit of something to it that makes it a little fresher, a little cleaner. It's not quite so mellow as some of those others. And let's just use it up. And this one is actually loose, and so we can actually see what the soap puck looks like, because obviously it shrank from non-use. All right, I'm going to get my face wet and then we will load up on the soap. Finally getting into more of a rhythm with just about 24 hours passing since my last shave. This brush holds a good bit of water. I haven't used it a ton, just maybe 23, 24, something like that uses, and it's already so enjoyable, and it's just going to get better and better as the uses go on and the tips keep splitting and getting softer. Now, if this does spin on me, with this plastic tub, it's real easy. Just give it a squeeze and it'll quit spinning. And then eventually, once you start using it more regularly, then the little soap fragments, the suds and stuff, will kind of lock it down. All right, let's do a 30 rolls around right there. Nice big tub, so you have plenty of room to load. Been a long time since I've used Wickham, so I don't really have the stats memorized. So I'll use my usual 30 seconds. And you can see we've already got some airy stuff pouring over the sides. And there we go. Should be plenty. See, this is already pretty slippery. All right, let me rinse the tub out here, the sides, the threading. So this scent is kind of like that clean laundry type of smooth lanolin sheep scent that you might get with Mitchell's Wool Fat and Sterling Sheep, but I think it's got a little bit of a soapy note, a little bit of a addition to that. That's kind of a soapiness to it. Definitely should appeal to some people. It's been a while since I used this brush. But it's one I do enjoy. Kind of got a bigger knot than a lot of the inexpensive Semogues, so it does present a little differently. And we kind of have some pasty going around right now, and you can see the brush isn't really holding a ton of water at this point because, you know, I shook it out. So it's a good time to stop, and why don't we go ahead and add 2 teaspoons. Wickham is a pretty hard soap. If you ever get kind of airiness to your lather, you can keep working at it, just keep mixing at it. The next time you do it, you could also try some different things like adding water a little bit more slowly. Sometimes, in my experience, it just doesn't make a difference. That's just what the soap's going to do. I've tried, I picked one soap to experiment with, and may have been Southern Witchcraft's, because it was just kind of feeling more airy than it should be. And so I experimented with adding water very slowly, and it just didn't make a difference. And one thing that can make a difference is just keeping at it. And as you can see, it's gotten a little creamier. We definitely have plenty of structure there. See, the lather's not moving around, any of that. I don't think this is a formulation that I should take as elastic as I often do, as wet as I often do. Yeah, pretty much the same smell. We've just got 2 teaspoons in it. Let's go ahead and put 3. And we'll just see what it looks like after 3. And if you're new to my style of shaving, I am not measuring the water to only put a certain amount in. I'm just tracking how much water I do use, and then I stop whenever the lather gives signals that it's done. The look of it, sometimes even the sound of it, the sound of the brush as it moves through it. I'll pick it up like this and then droop it into the bowl. Look at that. The way that peak handled itself. Some different landmarks that can tell you when to stop. You can get a big dollop of it and then plop it down in the bowl and see how it behaves. Does it keep its shape? You can turn the bowl around like this. Does the soap move at all? Does it slowly move? Right now, as you can see, this is holding its shape pretty well. Many soaps I would take further, but I think this one I might leave kind of right where it is. I can always easily add a little bit of water during that first pass, you know, to correct if I've stopped short and need to add more water. All right, there we go. It's a very soft touch with these long bristles. Nice, comfortable. If you have tried those badgers that are very popular right now that are so dense and you want something the opposite, this might be the brush to deliver that for you. And I love that most of the Semogues and many of the inexpensive, many of the Zeniths are very inexpensive. 15 bucks, something like that. And I like to order my Semogues off eBay from the Portuguese factory. The user called Portuguese factory because they are actually the Semogue dealer and they do free shipping all the way from Portugal. How about that? Now, look at that. We have a little clod that it's slung off in a kind of a long way. I think that's usually a good hint that the lather is kind of where I like to have it. Yeah, the feel of this guy is just so soft. He opens up and splays easily. And if you want big splay, then don't put the O-rings at the base of the knot like I have. And it's just gonna get softer and softer. And yeah, this is a little dry, so I can put a few drops on the side of the brush. This is one way to add water to the lather. It's already on your face. As you can see, Wickham is just giving me a very nice lather. Look at all this lather that's been generated thanks to this water. Oh yeah, that feels even slicker. Nice fast movement here. The pastiness isn't dragging on the brush. That's definitely a better lather. Better performing. Oh yeah, see, trimming up the areas where I should not shave, and I'm just feeling how slick this is. That's great. Nice protective layer on my skin. Great. All right, let's see how the Israeli red does in the Fatip open comb. It's definitely not as smooth as some of the blades, and that's something that I'm seeing in a few different razors now that I have put this blade in a handful of razors. It's almost like maybe it's thinner, or you know, maybe it has a thinner edge. That may not be what's actually physically going on, but that's kind of the way it's presenting itself. It's not quite as smooth, but it's giving me nice close cuts. But you do get more blade feel, and it's not quite as solid as some other blades that are out there, because this razor is very good at giving me wonderfully smooth shaves. not quite as nice as other blades. And it did do better in a couple other razors that I have. So again, this is one that maybe not be a universal blade for me, but it might have some really compatible razors that it shines in. And if I keep track of those, then I'll have good experiences with this, especially good experiences with this blade. All right. Process of using the brush. If it's a Boar, sometimes we'll need it to kind of be charged up, and so I'll press it into the lather in the bowl, and then it'll fill up, as you can see right there. And this is a glorious looking lather, very shiny. It's light and fast. I got nice glide on my razor. And let's do the cross grain now. So far for me, with the 4 or 5 razors I've tried this blade in, it looks like this is a blade suited for guys who really want an efficient shave and aren't really going for super smooth comfort. Just based on a few shaves. Have I tried it? This is either the 4th or 5th razor I've tried it in. I'm getting really nice close shaves, but I do feel like I need to be careful with my technique, or it can generate some razor burn potentially. A couple things about this soap. It's a really nice slick soap. This formulation is vegetarian, vegan, whatever the word is. For this one, in Europe, you know, they're saying vegetal shave soap, so I don't know which of our American words that means, but it doesn't really have a lot of those skin treating moisturizer type butters and oils and things like that that a lot of soaps have, and so this will last a long time on your shelf, and you'll get lots of uses per tub, much more so than some of those other ones that have the moisturizers and butters and things like that. And so if you're a person who likes to moisturize but just do it after the shave in the form of a balm or lotion or something, then this kind of soap is going to be just fine for you. All right. Matter of fact, most people who like those, who need those butters and moisturizers in the soap, are people with really dry skin. So if you're average, or like me, you have oily skin, then this kind of soap is no problem at all. All right, well that, I think, was that the 3rd? I don't remember. I think that might have been the 3rd pass. Let's just take a look at my beard here. Well, maybe I just did 2 passes because I do feel like I need a little work on this area here. So let's just do 1 more pass. Yeah, that's right. This is the 3rd pass here. This is a wet, slippery, very slick lather. A lot of people don't take Wickham this wet, but it is just, I can feel how slick it is by putting my fingers and just zipping around my face. It is a very nice vegan formulation. All right. a 40s style vintage Gillette Super Speed. May have been one that worked better with this razor, but I can't remember for sure. As always, just a light touch on the razor. I'm just kind of cradling it with my hand. I'm not spreading my fingers out, trying to get good grip and leverage. I'm just holding it very loosely so that if I go over a bump or valley or something, that the head can move and just lightly go over the skin. I generally hope that you see, that you don't really see my skin dimple when the razor goes over it. I'm trying to only have enough pressure to keep the blade just against my skin and nothing more. So here we are. It's a very lightly scented soap. It does kind of have a classic feel to it. You know what it almost seems like? It almost seems like if you were to take the kind of clean linen laundry smell of Mitchell's wool fat and then the soapiness of Williams mug soap and put those on two separate ends of the spectrum, then this guy is in the middle. Now to my nose, he's not right in the middle of the two. He's a little bit closer to the Mitchell's wool fat, but that's basically where I'm feeling it to be. Just a little bit of some nice soapy, classic shaving scents added to kind of what you might get with Mitchell's wool fat, leaning towards the Williams kind of classic soapiness, and I like it. I could definitely shave with it. It doesn't get in your way. It's not strong at all. I'm only barely smelling it now after the shave, so it's not going to interfere with anything, any kind of product. Even now when I stick my nose in, I'm not getting overwhelmed at all. It's I'm going to say it's maybe a 3 or 4 out of 10 in terms of scent strength. Not intrusive. We'll compare this with my other Wickham soaps, and I may like the others a little bit more, and I've got so many soaps that I really kind of want to keep just 1 or 2 Wickham tubs in my den. If I have more than that, I'm just not going to use them. I won't get around to them. I've just got too many. And so it's possible for that reason this one might not stay around. It doesn't have tons of character. It's kind of a traditional experience, you know, shaving and that kind of thing. But I would not have a problem at all if this was a soap that I had taken on a trip and was going to use it as the only soap that I had for a whole month. It's traditional, it's enjoyable, clean smelling. It does harken back to the past, and it performs well. My face does feel just a little bit of kind of razor burn. After the fact, one of those kind of sneaky razor burn experiences. I've definitely had some that just slowly built up over time, and it was only around the 3rd pass or so that you realize, wait a minute, I'm kind of feeling a little bit of razor burn. And it's in my neck mainly. I don't think I had a misstroke, but that's possible. It could be my fault. And so that makes me think I want to use a balm here after the shave instead of an alcohol splash. And one that has been around for a long time, Nivea Balm. I got it at Walmart a few years ago. They did change. I think this one is now called Maximum Hydration to get this same product now. And it's very unique because it is a balm, but it actually has a little bit of alcohol in it. And that's perfect for me and my oily skin. My oily skin likes the alcohol bit, but then with a shave like I had just now, where I got just a little bit of razor burn, I like the effects of the actual balm and the moisturization kind of stuff. So it's got a nice even keeled scent. I did use up an entire bottle of the Sensitive, which does not have alcohol in it, and it took about 120 shaves for the amount that I use. So just to give you an idea what a balm, what this 3.3 fluid ounces or 100 milliliters, how far that might take you as well. All right, guys. Well, face feels good. I'm going to start cleaning up. The Nivea just has a nice general kind of generic type manly scent. I'll enjoy that while I put all my gear up. Here's the brush after a good toweling and a shake out after rinsing. As you can see, lots of room between the bristles, and since it's wet, the bristles are clumping just a little bit. But you can see that there are a few tips that have split, but actually not a lot. And so this guy is going to get more dense just in the tips as the uses keep getting higher and higher. And this is just going to be such a wonderful brush, even better than it is now. It is kind of a short handle in the pictures, but then when you get it, I've got big hands and I still am able to hold it well and use it easily. And so it's pretty ergonomic. Neat little handle by Semogue there. Compact, but still very functional, and it doesn't feel small. I don't feel like I'm working to hold on to it, that sort of thing. And it looks like 3.5 teaspoons of water. Or did I? No, I think that's probably what I did. I don't think I went 4 and then again added more. So I think 3.5. 30 seconds of loading, and I think that was a pretty good amount. I could probably go 25 seconds of loading. I did have a couple of passes left over after the shave, but it was a nice light lather that just the speed of the razor, very nice. The glide was just very, very, very slick. So I'm not using very much product at all here. And so even if I kept with that load, I wouldn't mind that, even if I kept having a couple passes left over. I have a bunch of different balms. And this one I did get kind of early on. This one might be 3 or 4 years old. Its consistency is changing. It used to be pretty opaque, pretty white, but now it's got some translucency to it. It might be going bad, and I do actually feel a little bit of something, itchiness maybe, and so I wonder if that balm just needs to be pitched. I do have a bunch of others I've been using, so I might try them out. It's odd for a vegetarian soap to give a person irritation. A lot of guys use vegetarian soaps for that reason. I did let the sudsiness sit on my face, while I was doing stuff, but that usually doesn't cause a problem. So I might throw another balm on later and see if that fixes everything, and then I'll know that this one's kind of gone bad. A lot of the balms, they don't last forever. I had some Sella balm in that red tube that I really liked the scent of, but my wife didn't. So I didn't use it very much. And then a year later, I used it one time and it had gone rancid. It was easy to tell. The smell was just off. And so, balms don't last as long as the hard soaps do. All right, well, I think we are good. Yeah, I've got some itchiness in my face. I'm curious what caused that. I'm just feeling it. I keep feeling it. And so the razor blade in this particular razor was similar to some others where it worked. It gave me a nice close shave, but it didn't do it as comfortably as other blades that I have access to that are also very popular. So we'll just keep playing around. It's fun to play around with it and see if we can discover a magical combination. All right, well, I think that's it for tonight. Oh, I enjoyed using the 2000 from Semogue. It's really nice, And this scent here, yeah, just a very light, soapy, and linen-y kind of scent to the cashmere. Definitely think there's plenty of people that would enjoy that soap. Just a classic kind of light scent. All right, well, hopefully this video is going to help you some way in your shaving journey. Hope it does. This is Sugar Daddy Shaves. Good night.